Are we both in shot?
You are now.
You need to come a bit closer so we can hear us. Okay, so we're in Occupy Edinburgh here. We're just having a chat with some of the guys that are here, just really to find out why they're here, what it is they hope to achieve, what it is they've had enough of. And this is my friend
Jimmy.
This is Jimmy. He's just going to tell us a couple of things.
AKA Vincent from YouTube.
Okay, so why are you here then?
Well, I'm here for the same reasons as everybody else really. We're sick of this corrupt system that's kind of churning us over every 20 years, and then having kind of big times of prosperity, and then like, you know, we come to this austerity measures, what they're calling it now, you know. But it's been the same throughout history. Since you've had a banking system, that's always happened every 20, 30 years. There's a crash, you know, and the poorest people and, you know, the lowest incomes end up paying for that. So yeah, we're here for those reasons, to get rid of this corrupt system, basically.
Do you believe that the crash and the recessions are orchestrated? That's the whole purpose of them?
Yeah, I do actually think that. Yeah, I believe that's the case. I mean, from my own research on YouTube and the internet, yeah, I think that is the case, and you know, I think it's definitely manufactured.
Yeah, okay. So
it's a set system.
Yeah, and it kind of rolls over, and then you have a generation where they kind of grow up in austerity, and then it starts to get better. So they think, oh great, at least our generation is going to be better.
Wages up a little bit more,
yeah, tweaks it up a bit, and then boom, there's another crash, and then so people get scared and have to try and hold on to what they've got.
Yeah,
and that kind of causes us never to actually flip the system and change it, because we're always
exactly, yeah. And then, I mean, obviously, when you get a few crumbs from the table, if it's better than you had before, you know, you think, oh, things could get better. You know, but it's just an illusion.
Yeah, sure.
Know? It's an illusion, and they've created it that way so that we look at it that way, you know. And but we always get left in the lurch, don't we? And I think people are waking up, and they've really had enough of it now. You know, I mean, even ordinary people that 10 years ago, when they've come near a place like this, are starting to come over and say, well, look, I agree with what you guys are doing. You know, I fully support you. I can't stay here. You know, I've got a job and I've got kids and I've got a mortgage and stuff like that. But they're feeling it as well. You know, so yeah, sure. You know, I think times are changing, and I think a lot of people are going to come in the next few weeks and come to it.
Do you think it's going to be a point where it's going to need to take or get to a level of a critical mass?
Definitely, yeah.
And then
I think it's going to take total global non-compliance. No, that's what it's going to have to take. I mean, like, I'm not saying that we have to have the majority to do that, because I think, you know, if they've got like a 40% minority doing it, for instance, I think that's enough to change, you know, to actually change the tide.
So if you could summarise any advice to anybody watching this video who perhaps is in a job or you know, is kind of, they sense that this system is wrong, it's corrupt, they even know it is, but they're struggling to know what to do, what advice or what would you say?
I'd just say to them, get involved in, even in any small way, print flyers, you know, donate, because I mean, like, all the sites are going to need donations to get better facilities. Like, for instance, we've got a new generator last night that's going to be able to run the computers and charge our phones, which we haven't had before. We had to go to cafes and McDonald's to use Wi-Fi and stuff like that. You know, if we're self-sufficient, more self-sufficient, and we have, like, say we had a bank of computers, for instance, we could have like 4 or 5 guys really active on the internet. At the moment, we've only got one here. I mean, I know New York, for instance, they've got it totally organised. You know, that's what we need.
And that started with a couple of people.
It did, yeah. I think that's what we need to do. You know, we need to get more people interested. Edinburgh's, it took a while to get going. You know, I mean, I think the first week, well, at least for the first 5 days, there was 8 to 10 people occupying the site. Yeah. Which is nothing. Now we've got 30 odd. But, you know, and we've got people coming every day that are in jobs in university. They come to the meetings and they put their input in as well. You know, so I think it's going to get bigger. I mean, I don't know what the London guys are doing right now. I've not been in touch for a couple of days, but apparently they've been getting it together quite well. It's like a lot of college and, you know, welfare and stuff like that. So we're kind of doing that. You know, we had a couple of guys up from Bristol Occupation yesterday, and they gave us a few good ideas. So we'll be implementing those ideas probably for next week. You know?
Okay, cool. Well, it seems that, well, from my perspective, because we're kind of travelling around, but Edinburgh's quite a touristy place.
It is,
and I think that's quite interesting because you're going to get American people here who see this here, who know it's happening at home, you know, and so, because this is very much not a isolated occupation, this is a global kind of movement,
It's a global movement now, definitely,
And ultimately, I guess, from my perspective, I see, you know, this is the very tip of what's happening and what's going to be happening in the future.
Definitely.
And ultimately, the future is bright.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
We might have to go through a little bit of turbulence to get there. But
Exactly, yeah.
okay.
And I think we should never forget to inject the humour into this because we need that, you know. That's even if it is a bit of gallows humour, you know, at least that's to keep it going, to keep the momentum there, you know. Because I mean, it can get depressing at times, you know, when you feel like, oh, it's not happening, man, you know. Been here a week and like we've had quite a bit of negative press and letters.
But the press are run by the same people who
exactly, you know.
Mainstream media.
Do you have any like enemies? Do you have any enemies? Like,
No,
does anyone confront you and say bugger off?
Not at all. No,
That's cool.
Not really. Just I've had some negative comments in the press. Forget the name of that. Was it the Metro?
So what's
the Free Paper? There was a couple of negative, but then yesterday night I think we had a couple of really positive letters coming in as well about Edinburgh. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your goal? It's just to get rid of this old system.
Is it like a dream?
I wouldn't say it's like a dream. No, I don't have dreams about it or anything. I think the time there's going to be a time when this system won't be overthrown. You know, it will be rejected by the people because they'll realise. You know, it's just taking people a long time to wake up. I mean, come on, we live in a consumer society. We live in a society where they bombard people with fashion, music, you know, and to keep them occupied so that they won't do things like this. You know? So, their ultimate goal really is to overthrow this system and get rid of it, you know, and put in a system that the people want.
Or maybe even to go all out there and trust that human beings can live amongst each other without any rules and regulations.
Well, they can. Because I mean, the occupation movements have proved that we can be self-sufficient if we want to be.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we've had to go through some hard times here. It's been pretty cold at nights, and we've had no heaters. The heaters broke down. So you have to learn to overcome that stuff and get together and say, well, we'll get extra blankets and clothes, you know. And this community's working quite well now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm really pleased with it.
It's a testament to you know, you can live in a housing estate and not know your next door neighbour, yet you can come somewhere like this and meet guys you've never seen before, never met before.
Yeah.
And you know, is there a message to like for people to be prepared for when this breakdown happens?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, get online, and there's loads of information online about how to survive crises just the same as this. You know, I'm talking about like, you know, crashes. If the economy does crash, then there's plenty of information out there. I mean, if I went through it right now, it would take me hours, but there's plenty of information on the internet.
Sure, yeah.
If you want it, you know.
I think the biggest thing is to not get involved in fear, because that's the controlling issue, isn't it?
Absolutely. Do not fear them, because that's what they want us.
I would say enjoy the fear.
Enjoy the fear. That's a good one, yeah.
But
also,
if you're not enjoying the fear, then you're not fighting.
What I've noticed in the last year or two is a lot of different groups with different political beliefs and different religious beliefs coming together and joining together. I mean, back in the 80s when I was doing stuff like CND marches, you always had the groups, they always kept apart.
Yeah.
You know, like
My cause is more worthy than your cause,
yeah,
kind of
exactly,
thing. Yeah.
But now guys are coming together now and working together from all different political perspectives and religious backgrounds. So I think that's great, and they're keeping that out of it. They're not mentioning what party they're in. You know, they're just doing the work that needs to be done on site to occupy the place, and I think that's great. You know, more of that. We need more of that. You know.
And ultimately, with the rising unemployment in this country, what better place or thing to do with your spare time than come and sit here and try and make a difference?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Cheers.
What's your name, Skip?
Bye.